Hey guys, welcome to programming with SwiftUI in iOS 17, and we're gonna make a to-do list app today. So when you have Xcode installed, you can get it from App Store. You would have Xcode 15 is probably the best thing to do, or you can have Xcode 14, but it's a little different. I'll tell you the differences. But when you launch Xcode, you're gonna get basically the so you go file, so you go to Xcode and then you go file, new. So when you launch Xcode, right? So that's you go file, new project, and then you go click on app, and then you go next, and then you choose your name. The text, you're basically the product name that you want. So I would say to-do list app bootcamp or something, right? All right, so and then choose SwiftUI and then Swift and then none for storage. And then this one is connected to your development environment. So basically, go to developer.apple.com, create a developer account, and this is just your organization. So go next, and then you click create, and that's it. Once you create this, you should have a screen. So you see a screen, and then it says content view, and then it says preview. So this is what I'm saying. If you have a Xcode 15, it will be different. It would actually have a struct for the preview. It has a pound sign preview and then content view. So let's go ahead and create the to-do list app. So there's a couple of sections to the list app. So you want to be able to add to the list and also remove from the list, right? So you will swipe to delete. So what we need is some kind of way to add some kind of a data, right? So we have to create a data. So we create a to-do data with a struct, and then we have the name of the to-do, which is a string, and then we have the description of the to-do, which is a string. And we want to make this unique, identifiable. So we say ID, and then it's just string equals UUID, right? UUID string, like that. And then you just make this identifiable and hashable. The reason is because hashable means that it can be a key value pair, but we'll talk about that later. It's more the advanced concepts. All right, so now we have this VStack. It's arranged from the top to bottom in a vertical stack. So we do need a for loop. So we need actually a list of items, right? So we need a list of to-dos. Let's create a list of to-dos. We call it to-dos, and then we make this a string, okay? And for this, you need to make a binding because we want to make this, when we go to the other screen and get the information, we want this to refresh. So there you go, make a binding. And binding is you bind something to a UI, and when that UI refreshes, it basically, when it changes the data, it refreshes the UI. So binding is only whenever you want something from another view, right? Another view to change for this to refresh. But if you have state, it's on the same view. So binding, and then we get a string, and then we have to say binding, of course, var to do. Okay, there you go. So we got the binding, and now we want to be able to create a row, right? Let's create a row for we can say to-do row, we can say a row, it's no big deal. So we say struct or to-do row, and then it's gonna be a view, and then just like body, and then we're gonna have basically how will be arranged a row. So we'll have a stack, VStack, and then we will have HStack, right? So actually VStack, we can have HStack, and then we can have text, which is a name, and then because I make this bolded, and then we can have text description. So it's gonna be, we need a to-do description, right? So to-do, we need to pass in the to-do here. So just say var to-do and then to-do, and then make it as empty, and then make it as, there you go. So actually it's not a string, it's, we need to do it like this. Name and then description, so it doesn't have anything in the beginning. Okay, so now this one has the text, and then we have the to do, right? To do the, actually what we could do, we don't need to do that. We need to just say text. Yeah, we can do it. To do the name, and then we can just do the same thing here. To do that. Actually, we can make this actually be set. We don't have to like, yeah. And then we just, yeah, that's perfect. To do that name, and then to do that description. Okay, perfect. This is description, and this is name. And then we can make this go background to red. And then we have a corner we need like a corner radius, and we also need a width and height. Corner radius of like 30. And then we need a width, frame width, probably like a 400, and then height. Okay, just do height in the same thing, same height. We can make it 80 of now. Then we can just copy this right here. Same thing for the other one. Right here. Okay, so you can see that whenever I'm adding something, it's just a modifier. It modifies that view on the top. So it's HStack, which is horizontal. It's only arranged from the left to the right. It actually has all these modifiers. So it has a background modifier, has a frame, and a corner radius. And also remember, the order matters, so you need to have in the right order, because if you think about it, when you're drawing something, if you draw it in the wrong order, it's going to look different. So it's the same thing with this. All right, so now this is saying missing arguments. So it's very easy. This preview is, if I remove this preview, right, it goes away. So this is just for that preview. So now I can go ahead and just say constant, and we're going to give it a, it wants a to do, right? So because the content view has a, oh, okay, not string, you need the to do, that's why. And then now it's the to do, and then name and description for now or nothing. Okay. All right, so we're good with there. So we are good with here. It should be good. Okay, so let's make sure this is good. So you put constant, and then you put to do, and then name and description. Okay, so now we need to fix this one, right? So first we wanted a gradient, so we need to wrap that in a VStack. The reason is VStack is because we have everything on top of each other. It's kind of like a layer. That's what we need to do. Yeah, so let's do that. So VStack. And this is still complaining. I will come back to that. Oh, because I didn't say to do. So okay, no big deal. Swift can be very picky sometimes, so you gotta be careful. And it's saying something expected. There you go. Now it's happy. Okay, so right here we got the VStack, right? So now we need the ZStack. So we did the ZStack. Now we need the radial gradient. So the radial gradient is basically just like a circle, and then comes out, and I'm gonna spread it out like a lot, so the whole color distributed. So if we say blue, and then a white, and a green, those are all the colors that we're gonna mix. And then we're gonna start with a 0 center, with 0 center, radius, right? Just on the, and then we're gonna go to 2000. So start radius. Actually, this is not. We're gonna go to the bottom. Actually, we're gonna go from the bottom, and then we're gonna go from 0 radius to a 2000. There you go. That's it. That's a very good color, and we can change the color if we wanted to. But this is just if you think about it, all the colors mixed, right? And then you start at 0 and then distribute all the colors. So now with the VStack, we need some way to go through it, right? We need a list. And then the list has a for each loop. And then this for each, we can just for each item in the list. So for each item in the to-dos, like that. And then we can say to-do item in. There you go. So that's perfect. And now we can actually just say row. Yeah, to-do row we call it. Yeah. And then we pass in to-do item. That's it. So that's that part, right? So we created this part where we add so we can test it out by saying hello and hello to or something, you know, just we're testing it. So now it should we should see something. So let's just look at it. Sometimes this is a preview, does take a while. Okay, so we got this, let's review it. So we have this to-do, which is the data. And then we have this to-do row, which is the row that we're creating. And then this is right here, the binding, right? We created the ZStack, and then the VStack, and then the list for each, and then we have a padding here. Okay, so if we have an error, we just look at what the problem is. So it says missing argument for parameter to doing call. So we're missing a parameter somewhere. So it's probably this parameter right here. So remember that to do, and the parameter is to do. That's one parameter. Okay, not there. Here we already give it here. So what is the problem then? Okay, let's investigate this further. Let's go here again. It says missing argument for parameter to do's in content view. Okay, so this is the problem. So we have here app, right? We don't have the content, so we have to declare here add state var, and then to do's, and then put empty to do, and then right here, and then pass it into this guy. It's a binding, so to do's, and now it's gonna be happy. Can I find, okay, because to do is called, okay. There you go. So now it says cannot convert X. So we need to, okay, whenever you pass a binding, and so remember state is every time it changes on the same view. If it's a binding, it has to change in the same. So we go like that, and that's it. And that dollar binds it to the change. So let's go to content view. Now I should be able to see it. Okay. So now we need to change some stuff, right? So first we want to change the list row background. The list row background to clear. And we want to change the list row. Okay, so I'll put it here. Let's make sure we got this right. So right here, so we need to change the list row background. First, I want to say change the list type. So let's change the list type. We just say type, list type, list type. There you go, it's style. And then we should say we want to say make it plain. Okay, and then we also want the list row background to be a color clear. Okay, perfect, right? So since we made this also background red, we don't see the names and all that stuff, right? So what we could do is So in this row, we got a background red, so we make it here and then put that. Okay, hold on. There you go. So just background here. Remember I said the order matters? Okay, so that's what we do. So the red, and then basically you make the frame before the background, because you have to draw the frame before you color it. Okay, and then corner radius is 30. All right, perfect. So we got the name and everything in a VStack. So name, maybe you do like this, and then we can also make this VStack alignment to be our leading, because it's like I want to be coming from a thing. So okay, so perfect. So then we got name and then description. Okay, also now we need a button, right? So let's make sure this corner radius is after this. Okay, it's not, okay, so corner radius to 60. Okay, so it's maybe 80, want it really round. Okay, 30 is fine. Let's do clear, and if we don't put frame right now. Okay, so the corner radius is applying there, and now frame, and then put width. Put 300. And then corner radius should be right after. Okay, perfect. And now we want the width to be a little higher. Okay, so that one is the name. So I want the width, put maximum width. Maximum width 300. Okay, so let's do the frame first again. Yeah, this is always a problem. We have to make sure everything is correctly with the frame and everything. Okay, so, and then the height, frame, we can do another frame to give it a height. Alright, so perfect. So now let's go fix, we'll just copy this, it's been matching here. Alright, so let's just do that right now. Let's add a button. Add a button to this, so just put a button here. So we got right here. And we want this also, this radial grain to be ignore the safe area, because it goes all, there we go. Okay, so that was the problem. So because the ignore safe area, we're messing things up. Okay, so now we can just do 300 and then 300 here. Okay, perfect. And then we can just make this a center. Don't need alignment here, it's mine. Probably for 400 then. 350. 350. Okay, that's better. And then 350 here. Alright, perfect. So now we got, you know, we have the data. We just need a button now, so we can just create a button here. So let's create a button right here. Say button, and then action, label. There you go. So action, and then label is where what it means. So I want the button to go to the next screen, right? but I want to put that in navigation view. So we haven't added a navigation view. So we need to add a navigation view here. Navigation stack, we call it. There you go. And then we just put so here, and then put it here, like that. And the navigation view will have a toolbar. So this is a navigation view. And then I'll have a toolbar, toolbar. And then we'll have a toolbar item. Toolbar item. And then it's gonna be the placement is gonna be, so it's just a placement instead of ID, placement. And then we're gonna put it in the top bar leading, because I wanna be on the left side. And I wanna have a navigation link, and I'm gonna use this one right here. And then double click on this one right here. Okay, there you go, navigation link. And this navigation link will have a button. So it says value. Okay, so we need to put this actually here. This is the navigation stack. This is so right here, you put it here. Okay, there you go. So, and then we have this button right here. Button, and then just do label here, system image, and there you go. So we continue this. So let's create the system image plus real fast. So we got that, and it says value of VStack has no member toolbar. So value of VStack. So we need to make sure dot toolbar. Okay, we misspelled it, toolbar. Okay, there you go. So we have the plus, perfect. And when you press the plus, we want to go to another screen. So we have to create the other screen. So we'll continue next time for the next one. All right, thank you, bye-bye.